What if the cheers of Hokage were replaced by the lonely creak of wind through a tattered straw hat? What if Naruto, ostracized and misunderstood, never donned the Konohagakure headband? Imagine him, a lone figure cloaked in faded orange, a mysterious past etched on his whiskered face. This isn't the boisterous prankster of Konoha. This is Naruto Uzumaki, the wandering Ronin, a sealed power simmering beneath his worn cloak, his blade a question mark in a world desperate for answers. We see Konoha in chaos. The Kyuubi was just sealed back up in their new vessel. The person who released it was killed, and now it was just a matter of rebuilding Hokage Tower. Minato took a deep breath as he crashed on his chair. He moved his head and frowned slightly, seeing a photo he kept on there. Minato grabbed the picture framed and looked at his genin team, more specifically at Obito, or how he called himself, Madara Uchiha Minato. All this chaos, and for what Obito? Minato muttered with sadness behind his tone, as now he's a sensei who outlived two of his genin, something that no sensei ever wants to experience. Minato just sighed again, opening a drawer and placing the picture there. He closed it, not wanting to see a memory or his failures. Jiraiya. Man, it's a mess out there. Jiraiya said. Minato got a small sense of amusement hearing his teacher use the window instead of the door. He could almost hear Hiruzen screaming at a younger Jiraiya for doing that. Jiraiya sat down, putting his feet on the table. He looked at his student, showing genuine concern. Jiraiya, how are you holding up? Minato, how I'm holding up? How am I holding up? Look outside, Jiraiya, that's my mental state right about now. My village just suffered a horrific attack. The death has reached over 500 and still rising as more bodies are found. I had to see Mabuki and her husband die in order to protect their newborn daughter. Konoha is still on fire, and I can hear the screaming match the civilians and shinobi councils will have tomorrow when this all settles. Oh, and let's not forget that the person responsible for this massacre was my very own student that I had to kill. Minato screamed and then covered his face with his hands, small tears of frustration falling from his face, still not being able to fully accept that the knuckle-headed genin he trained could cause this much destruction. Jiraiya sighed and patted Minato's back. Jiraiya, the good news is that he's dead. Whatever his goals were, they won't materialize. One of the death was Mabuki, and don't you start, you know as well as I do that she was becoming corrupt. Her friendship with Kushina means nothing. Minato sighed and nodded, hating when his master was right. And then Jiraiya grinned. Jiraiya, and finally proof that those tips I gave you for that honeymoon of yours work, not one but two kids? God, I'm good, Jiraiya said in a smug tone, rubbing his chin. Minato rolled his eyes with a small smirk. Minato, actually I tried those moves, she hated them and swore me to never use them. Jiraiya felt as if a huge rock was thrown on his back, so he just sat back down and sighed, rubbing his back. Jiraiya, named them yet? Minato, yeah, Minato and Menma, you should see them. They even got fuzzy hair on their head. Naruto is a blonde like his old man's, and Menma has black hair like my father. Has safe to say that I'm gonna be my boy's favorite. Now it was Minato's turn to be smug. He had his eyes closed, so he missed Jiraiya's smile, faltering. Jiraiya, so which one has the 9 tails? Minato, we decided to give it to Menma. Jiraiya, why not split it in half? Minato looked at Jiraiya confused, as if he grew a second head. Minato, because why would we do that? Kushina was given the full Kyuubi at birth, so was her mother, her grandmother, and so on and so forth. The Uzumaki blood has the strength to seal the Kyuubi up fully with the correct sealing jutsu. Splitting the Kyuubi in half isn't just reckless and dangerous, but just dumb when you really think about it. Jiraiya, yeah, Minato, we need to talk. The toads just gave me a prophecy. It involves Menma. Minato's smile completely disappeared. It was as if he took of Tobi's mask off all over again. Minato, what are you talking about? How could there be a prophecy about my child? He was just born, Minato said, not in an angry tone but a cold one, missing all emotion. Jiraiya just shrugged, having more time to get acquaintance with the news the toads gave him. Jiraiya, it was gonna be made the second you placed the Kyuubi to anyone. You gave it to Menma, so his destiny is set in stone now. Minato didn't know how to take this news, so he did what his brain thought best to protect him. He entered his Hokage mode, holding his hands together and a serious expression on his face. Minato, what is this prophecy you speak of? Jiraiya, the toads told me I would train a great apprentice, and that apprentice would either bring great peace or great destruction to the world. This child will have a great power inside him, a power like no other. Having the Kyuubi inside him, can't think of a more powerful power than that. Minato nodded, thinking of what that means for his son. But his gut punch wasn't over, since Jiraiya wasn't gonna give him time to breath. Jiraiya, Minato, we need to place our complete and total attention to Menma. If he's to save the world, nothing can be more important than him. Which is why Naruto should be placed in an orphanage outside of Konoha. The window in the Hokage tower broke from all the chakra pressure Minato released, his face showing no expression, but his eyes told him everything Jiraiya needed to know. Jiraiya, Minato, I don't say this to be cruel. I say this for the good of Naruto. Think about it, with all the attention we have to give Menma, How do you think Naruto would respond to such a thing? And don't give me any crap that we can train both of them, you know we can't. All our attention need to be on Menma. Tell me, does that sound fair to Naruto? That the boy was born with the misfortune of being the brother of the child of destiny? Minato calmed down and looked at his desk. His Hokage side was telling him Jiraiya was right. His shinobi side was telling him Jiraiya was right. His analytical mind was telling him Jiraiya was right. Naruto deserves better than to just be forgotten by his parents. Minato, what about Kushina? No matter what you say, you won't be able to convince her. Family is the most important thing to a Uzumaki. Jiraiya, I already came up with something. But if she finds out, if she realizes what we did, I'll be honest with you, Minato, she'll divorce you. I don't see any way she could ever forgive you. I'm begging you to think over about this. I told you all of this because I want you to decide what to do. I told you my idea, it's up to you if we'll do it. Sadly for Minato, his mind was still in Hokage mode. The decision was made before his newly formed father side of him could even interject. Minato, you said he could bring peace or destruction. There's not another option, this is the only option. We're shinobi, we have to live with our choice even if they're heartbreaking. Now what is it? Jiraiya nodded and took out a scroll, putting it on the table. He opened it and read it. His eyes widened slightly. Jiraiya, the second isn't the only one able to create forbidden type jutsu, but after we do this I'm burning this scroll since this is something on the level of what Orochimaru would do, Jiraiya said in disgust of himself for making such a disgusting jutsu. Minato nodded and looked down at the scroll and what it said. It does. Minato. Memory blocker, AB level. Just so the more chakra you place on the scroll, the higher level the technique will become. With this you'll be able to erase or alter someone's memory. Minato grabbed her hat and placed it on himself. Minato, Kushina will be the only to have this placed on her. You and me? We'll live with this guilt and shame, it's the least we deserve. Jiraiya nodded as they both got up and flickered to Kushina in the hospital room. She was sleeping exhausted but with a smile, having both of her baby boys in her arms. Minato's expressionless mask faltered a little as the reality of what he's gonna do hit him like a load of bricks. But his eyes became cold again as he nodded to Jiraiya. Jiraiya gave a silent sigh, grabbing Naruto from Kushina's grasp and flickering out. Minato walked up to Kushina and kissed her temple softly. Minato, please. Please forgive me for this, even if we both know you can never forgive something like this, Minato said as a lump started to grow on his throat. He did the jutsu. For all Kushina will remember, Menma lived, but Naruto didn't survive childbirth with Jiraiya in Land of Iron. Jiraiya bought a basket and placed Naruto inside it. He made sure he was as warm and as comfortable as possible. He walked to the orphanage, seeing a lady already there waiting for him. Jiraiya flinched. He looked down. Naruto had grabbed his finger and started to giggle. Not a lot of things can break Jiraiya's heart. The old Sannin has been through enough heartache throughout his lifetime to get used to it. But this was something that managed to break the heart of the Toad Sannin of Mount Maiboka. He kissed the baby's forehead and took his finger back. Jiraiya, sorry kid, I'll pray to Kami that you have a good life. Jiraiya said in some pathetic attempt to make himself feel better about this whole situation. He walked to Takeda Yoshi and gave her the basket. The late 50 woman looked at the little baby. Takeda, does he have a name? Jiraiya, yeah, Naruto Uzumaki. Takeda lifted her gaze, but Jiraiya was already gone. She smiled as she gave little Naruto her finger to play with. Takeda, don't worry Naruto, you'll make lots of friends here, I promise. 16 years later. Naruto, we are fighting dreamers. Takami wa Mezashite fighting dreamers. Nerifuri Kamawaza fighting dreamers. Shinjuru Jie Mama and I Ali O dash. Just go my way. We see Naruto walking along a path with no direction in mind. His mind was calm as all he was doing was playing with the toothpicks that once held his precious dangos. Naruto looked up at where his feet took him, and a small smile appeared. Naruto, no matter where I go I always come back here. Naruto opened the door and let himself inside. Naruto, yo, anybody miss me? Kids, big brother Naruto. Multiple kids ran up to him, tackling him to the ground, making Naruto laugh good-hearted. Naruto looked up and saw his caregiver, the now much older Yoshi Takeda, smiling down at him. Takeda, welcome back Naruto. How was your little trip to Kumo? Naruto, oh, it was amazing and terrifying. It made me realize I have a big fear of heights. Naruto said with a big laugh. He looked down as a small white hair girl tugged on his kimono. Eri, brother Naruto, tell us about Kumo. Did you fight anybody? Naruto, did I, the great Naruto, fought anybody? Now little Eri, what kind of warrior of love and peace would choose violence? While I have no stories to tell this time, I do have something better. Naruto got up and opened the door. The kids' eyes widened as there was a barrel with new toys. Naruto, who wants new toys? The kids completely ignored Naruto and turned into savage animals trying to get to their toys first. Naruto chuckled, remembering when that used to be him. He walked next to Takeda, smiling, giving her a pouch with Ryo. Naruto, And of course don't think I didn't get you something. Takeda, oh Naruto, I keep telling you that you don't need to do such things, this place is fine. Takeda said, still taking the money since it would be just rude to not accept a gift. Naruto smirked and walked with Takeda. Naruto, please, it's my pleasure, this place is my home after all, so how is everyone doing? Takeda, well, Kenshin is still on his training trip with his master. Xingshi quit her part-time job after her last paycheck. She finally has enough to buy herself a decent-sized ship. Mugen got arrested again. Naruto sighed, taking more money from his pocket and giving it to Takeda. Takeda looked at the money and then at Naruto. Naruto, seriously? The hell he do this time? Actually, I don't want to know. Naruto gave the older woman even more money to post his bail. Takeda, you're too good for him. Naruto, hey, he was my first friend, loyalty is everything in here, you know that. Takeda, still, him staying another day in jail wouldn't be so bad. Naruto, I just gave you the money, when you go and post the bail it's up to you. I mean, you're a busy woman after all. Naruto said, grinning. Takeda shared in that grin, although hers was a lot smaller. Takeda, Jean is of course in the dojo like every other day. You should stop by and make him take a break over some tea, you know he only stops for you. Naruto, I will, don't worry, he works too hard. Takeda, he does, he's gonna die before me if he keeps this up. Naruto said with a softer smile, glad seeing how the woman that shaped his worldview can be so caring for everybody. Naruto, so, everyone is doing something with their lives, huh? Naruto said as he opened the door for Takeda and both walked inside to her office/room. Takeda, yes, each are one step closer to achieving their dreams, which leads to you. Naruto gave a small whine as he sat down, stealing a few cookies from Takeda do not touch cookie jar and receiving a smack on his hand with her ruler for it. Naruto winced but still ate the cookies. Takeda, you know those are for guests. Naruto, hey, I'm a guest. Naruto managed to steal another cookie and ate it in defiance. Takeda rolled her eyes lovingly. Takeda, no, your family? Naruto, who's visiting, which makes me a guest anyhow, what's there to talk about? I'm doing fine, I'm happy, doesn't that count for something? Takeda sighed and sat down on her chair behind her office table. She interlocked her fingers and looked at the boy. A smile couldn't help but appear on her lips seeing the baby from so many years ago. Takeda, of course it does, you know I just want all of the children that come into my orphanage to be happy. But what do you want for your future? Naruto, find out more about the Uzumaki clan for one. In all my travels I've only found that book, and that was 3 years ago. Takeda, how's your training with it going? Naruto didn't respond. He took out a small scroll and touched it. A beautiful arrangement of flowers appeared. Naruto placed it on the table as a centerpiece. Naruto, I like to say I'm doing pretty good, being self-taught, still too scared to try using the seals on living beings. But you know, cross that bridge and all that. Takeda, that's wonderful, and thank you for the flowers, they smell wonderful. Naruto, of course. Anyhow, I don't really have much of a goal in mind after that, you know me, Takeda. I can't hold a job for too long, it's too constrictive, I need to be as free as the wind and just being out there. Naruto said, glancing out the window. For Naruto? His calling in life is just to be a wanderer in his eyes, and that's how he likes it. Takeda, I suppose that's something, maybe I can help you with it, or at least give you a start. Naruto, oh? Takeda, it's an old rumor, even older than you. I was in my prime when I heard of a Uzumaki in Konoha. Naruto eyes widen as he rubs his chin in thought. Naruto, well, that's more than anything I've got, guess it wouldn't kill me to visit Konoha for a bit. Naruto got up and walked to Takeda, kissing her cheek. Naruto, I'll go see Jean before I leave, see you in a few months, Takeda. Takeda smiled and waved Naruto off as he walked away. Scene change. We see Jean meditating with his katana in his waist. He was taking deep calming breath, listening to the nature around him and smelling the slight scent of orange. Jean took out his katana and turned around just in time to block Naruto with his black nodachi. Naruto grinned wildly at his friend while Jean kept a neutral face as both pushed back, putting their blades back to the holsters. Naruto, what gave me away? Jean, your obsession with orange. It's good to see you again, Naruto. Jean said, allowing a small smile appear from his face. Naruto sat down next to him, leaning his back to the wall. Naruto, likewise, did you hear what happened to Mugen? Jean, I was there when it happened. I'm gonna guess that you posted his bail again, didn't you? Naruto, hey, he has his problems, but he's our friend. Anyway, you doing something? I could go for some tea and dangos. Jean didn't respond. He just walked out with Naruto following him, his hand behind his head as they looked forward to the local tea shop. Jean, where did you go this time? Naruto, Kumo, lots of wind. Did you know there's this guy with a sword style of 7 blades? Jean scoffed in disgust at someone insulting the art of the blade by using more than 2 let alone 7 at the same time. Jean, that's impossible, no one can wield 7 swords at once. Naruto, that's what I thought, but the man gave me a demonstration. If you're ever in Kumo, look for Killer B, tell him you're a friend of mine. Jean noted. Naruto just smiled at his friend, knowing he will never take him up on his offer. For Jean, Iron Country was more than enough. They walked inside and instantly Naruto was slapped by the waitress. She gave him a nasty glare before stomping her way to the back. Jean didn't even react, finding this normal as they sat on their usual table with Naruto rubbing his cheek. Naruto, Kami, did she have to slap me so hard? Jean, I warned you not to listen to Mugen, and now you have to deal with that. Naruto took a dango from his sleeve and started to eat it with a small grin. He shrugged. Naruto, hey, I've made it clear to everybody that I'm not looking for a serious relationship. Not my fault she caught feelings, I mean, look at me. Jean, in need of a ego reducer? Jean said as he drank his tea. Naruto rolled his eyes and ate his dangos. Jean, where will you be heading this time? Naruto, Takeda gave me an old lead of my clan. I'll be heading to Konoha after this. And maybe a visit to Mugen. Promise me you'll take breaks, you know Takeda worries about you. Jean didn't show any emotion, but Naruto could tell the difference. It was all in his eyes. Since Jean shared the same love Naruto has for their caretaker. Jean, she worries about everybody. Naruto, can you blame her? Her family been taking care of orphans like us for generations, she's a kind soul. Jean sighed, looking at his green tea, his expressionless face showing a bit of concern for the older woman. Jean, I'll take a break once a month. Naruto, once a week. Jean, twice a month, final offer. Naruto, I'll take it. This must be a new tea, it tastes divine. Naruto said, finishing his cup. Jean hummed, filling Naruto's cup with more tea and enjoying the calm atmosphere, if you ignore the waitress's glaring daggers at Naruto. Jean, I told him not to go for someone who works here. Jean agreed, it's quite soothing. Naruto and Jean stayed like that for 30 minutes, not talking, just eating and drinking, enjoying each other's company. 2 weeks later. Naruto has been in his new journey for Konoha for half a month now, as always finding small gifts the little kids of the orphanage would like. We see Naruto resting against a large tree, enjoying the midday wind on his face. Naruto, baka mitai kodomo na no eni. Yum wa ot kizutsuite. Usoj hata nakyus and iwari na igale wa masida. We see Naruto in the end of making a straw hat for his head. Naruto, I love you mo roku and I iwanai. Kuchibeta de hanma and I bukiyu. Na no and I daushite sayonara wa ita no. Naruto finished and placed the hat on his head. He got up and started walking again. Naruto, dame de eni dame yo dame na no yo antajie suki de suki sujite dor dake tsuya osaki demo yugamanai omud jie bakamitai. Naruto's stomach rumbled as he rubbed it. He took his small pouch and opened it with a sigh. Naruto should have enough for a small order of dangos and 1 cup of tea. Naruto said to himself as he made it inside another village. Naruto looked around for someplace to eat. All he saw was sights that harm his young heart. Naruto. Such a poor village, where are the shinobi now, huh? Naruto thought in disgust as he made it to the only place that seemed like it had food, a bar. Naruto walked inside. The place stank of bandits that haven't learned that soap exists. The place had at least 20 bandits, all acting as if they owned the place. Naruto saw one waitress being slapped in the ass, and it made him frown. Naruto. Don't know who I hate more, shinobi or bandits, both have no honor. Naruto thought as he noticed a little kid at the back scowling at the man who did that, no doubt the child of the woman. Iwata-e, excuse me sir, you have to pay. Naruto glanced at the corner where a waitress was giving the bill to a table filled with bandits. The leader of those bandits sneered at the girl. Arima, huh? Can't you see we're talking here? Do you have any idea who I work for? I'm Arima Akihiko, I don't have to pay shit. The room got quiet as when Arima tried to slap the woman, Naruto ran and grabbed Arima's wrist. Naruto glared at the fat man. Naruto, Arima Akihiko name translate to Bright Prince, but when I look at you all I see is a fat bastard. Naruto sneered, pushing the hand back to its owner. Arima's henchman took a step back, since if it was one thing that Arima hated was being called fat. He got up and got on Naruto's face. Arima, what did you just called me? Naruto, a fat bastard? What, you don't like that? Then how about pigs, since you sure as hell smell like one. Have any of you ever heard of something called a bar of soap? Iwat and the other workers slowly made their way to the back so they could have deniability. Arima's face turned red. he looked down at Naruto's waist. Iwata, nice looking sword, how about this, you little shit, give me the sword and I exchange I won't punch you to a bloody pulp. Naruto, sounds like a fair deal, piggy. Naruto took the sword off his waist and threw to him. Iwata grabbed it, but he didn't get to hold it for long. The second Iwata grabbed it, and was distracted, Naruto became almost a blur dashing towards him. He took Iwata's sword off his scabbard and in one swift motion cut Iwata's arm right off his shoulder. Iwata fell back on his knees and started screaming, holding his injury. Naruto, Kami, what a crappy sword, it's poorly made, unbalanced, and not even sharpened correctly, who doesn't know how to sharpen their swords? Naruto said as he threw the poor excuse of a sword away from him and stabbed his from the ground, placing it back to his waist, and releasing the blade from its scabbard. Naruto, will you shut up, man? Iwata, what are you all waiting for, kill him? Naruto sighed and sliced the head of Iwata clean off. Naruto placed both hands firmly on his grip and looked around the bar with no fear behind his eyes, only determination. Naruto, go on, follow the orders of a fool, but know it will be the last thing you all do here. I shan't let you continue harming the people in this place. Kubo, you bastard, get him! Naruto heard as three of his men came after him at the same time. Naruto dodged one, jumped over another before slicing the third. Naruto's sword slicing the man body in half as a triangle. Naruto turned around and dodged just in time. He grabbed the bandit's wakizashi from his waist and stabbed him on his back. The blade reached at the other side of his body, piercing his heart. As the man fell, Naruto gave a small glare at the first guy. He left running. Naruto's hand both returned to his own blade as his face became stoic. Naruto, I'll say it once, pay your dab and leave or end. Naruto took out his scabbard and slammed it on the man that tried to sneak up on him. Kumo coughed out all the air on his body as he fell to his knees. Naruto attacked with his scabbard again, this time on the man's windpipe, knocking him out cold. Naruto, who else? Scene change. The bandit that ran away, a man by the name of Niwa, made it to the base of operation and almost fell on the floor, terrified. Honda, the hell happened to you? Niwa, there was this crazy man at the pub, he started killing our men. And? Niwa eyes widened as he was split in half. And you ran away? Pathetic. The people around him all flinched as they stood up straight, saluting the boss' secret weapon, or well, weapons. Zabuza, clean this mess. Honda, why, yes sir. W. What about the man who was killing my men? Zabuza, Haku, stake him out, see what he wants, if he becomes a threat, kill him. Haku, yes Zabuza. Haku said, putting his mask on and leaving in a blur. Zabuza returned to his spot under a tree and just waited. Honda, W. What do we tell Gato? Zabuza, do I have to do everything for you? Honda flinched when Zabuza's gaze fell on him. Honda turned around and started screaming to the other workers. Honda, someone go tell Gato what happened. With Naruto. When it all became quiet again, the workers came out. They saw Naruto dragging the bodies out of the establishment. Naruto went to collect another when he was stopped by one of the workers. Tsunami, you shouldn't have killed them, now they'll just come back in bigger numbers. Naruto, then I guess I'll stay and kill those animals as well. In other topics, do you serve tea? And some dangos? Naruto asked, taking his small pouch out and taking out what little money he had. Naruto, maybe just the dangos. Naruto said with a chuckle as he took another body outside. Some of the workers helped him carry the rest, each taking the bandits' wallets, jewels, anything valuable they can sell. Naruto sat down and placed the money on the counter. Naruto, an order of dangos please, and water if it's free. The waitress nodded and left. Naruto placed his elbows on the table and rested his head on his hands. Naruto, you know it's rude to stare, little boy. Inari just scowled at the yellow hair man as Naruto took out his hat. Naruto, I see the problem, no hats indoors, right? My apologies. Naruto said with a smile, trying to lift the little boy's mood. It did not help. Inari, who do you think you are, some kind of hero? Gato and his men are gonna kill you just like my grandfather is gonna die if you both don't just give up. Tsunami, Inari, go back to the back and stop bothering the customer. Tsunami chastised her son, but Naruto just waved her off. Naruto, no, it's okay. Everyone should be able to say their opinion without fear. And hero, huh? I'm just a wandering Ronin kid, saw injustice and I eliminated it. In this world, if you don't have honor, you can't call yourself a human, in my opinion at least. Naruto's food came and he started eating it quietly. He finished quickly and got up, looking at Tsunami. Naruto, if more of those animals come, tell them the name's Naruto. If they want me, they come get me. Naruto looked down at the kid and placed the straw hat on his head. Naruto, Tell me, little boy, why do you talk about your grandfather in such a way? Inari. Because he won't give up on that stupid bridge. Naruto. Bridge? Tsunami. Sigh. My father is a bridge builder. His life work is to build a bridge to the main nations in order to escape Gado's cruel hand, but it's nothing more than a pipe dream since no one will help him. Not even the shinobi when he went to pay for their services. Naruto. I see, darn shame. Well, lovely talking to you all. Asterisk, Naruto said, walking away. Tsunami looked at the Ronin leave and went back to work, not thinking more about it. Asterisk. Scene change. Naruto finished walking, finally making it to the bridge he heard about, and giving a low whistle. Naruto. For only one man he's done impressive work. Naruto said to himself as he heard someone chopping wood. He looked, and it was an old man. Naruto walked up to him. Naruto. Excuse me, are you the bridge builder? Last time. Naruto finished walking, finally making it to the bridge he heard about, and giving a low whistle. Naruto. For only one man he's done impressive work. Naruto said to himself as he heard someone chopping wood. He looked, and it was an old man. Naruto walked up to him. Naruto. Excuse me, are you the bridge builder? No. Tazuna looked around and saw the teenage with one opened eye. He looked at him up and down, and then went back to work. Tazuna, are you one of Gado's men here to harass me? Naruto. No, I'm actually here to help if you'll let me, of course. Tazuna places the axe down and looked at Naruto confused. Tazuna, you want to help me? Why? Naruto. I'm a citizen of Iron Country, the last remaining good place on this nation free of shinobi scum. I was raised with morals and a code that I live by. One of those rules is to help and protect the defenseless. So please let me help you finish this bridge. Naruto said. He even bowed at Tazuna, who scratched his chin looking at the young man. He sighed and concentrated back to his work. Tazuna, you've had your fun playing with an old man kid, now beat it. I still have 4 months left till I'm finished. Naruto. Alone it will take you 4 months. If we work together we can finish it in half the time. If you'll just give me the opportunity to help. Tazuna, you're serious about this? Naruto took out his blade and presented it to Tazuna. Tazuna looked at Naruto with a raised eyebrow. Naruto, if I'm lying you may take my blade as my punishment. If I go back on my word I'll be going back on the code I've lived my life protecting. Tazuna took the blade and still looked at Naruto weirdly. Tazuna, you're a strange teenager. What's your name? Naruto. I'm Naruto. I have no last name as an orphan, and I just following the code. Makoto is one of the rules of the code. Tazuna, Makoto? Naruto, Makoto, honesty and sincerity. When warriors say that they will perform an action, it is we good as done. Nothing will stop them from completing what they say they will do. A samurai doesn't give someone their word or makes a promise, we just do it. Naruto said, having the code of the samurai engraved in his head from since as long as he could read. Naruto, so what's my first task? Tazuna, grab those pieces of wood. I'm too old to carry too much on my back. After that follow me. Naruto nodded, his face determined as he did what he was told. They two of them spent until sunset building another portion of the bridge. It wasn't until Tazuna got up stretching/cracking his back that they stopped. Tazuna, that's enough for today, come back tomorrow. Tazuna was gonna give Naruto his sword back but he refused. Naruto, until this bridge is done or unless you are in danger that blade belongs to you, keep it as insurance, so you can have peace of mind that I won't just leave. Naruto said as he walked to a tree he thought looked the most comfortable, and closed his eyes getting ready to rest. Tazuna, you're staying there? What, too cheap to pay for a motel? Tazuna said in his attempt as a joke, and it kinda worked as Naruto cracked a smile, and shrugged, getting comfortable. Naruto, ran out of money, so yes. Not the first nor will it be the last time that I sleep outside under a tree. Tazuna looked at Naruto, then at the road to his home, then back to Naruto. He gave out a silent sigh. Tazuna, you're working under me, correct? Naruto, that is one way of looking at it, yes. Tazuna, then I'm responsible for you. Get up if you don't mind sleeping in an old sofa. You can sleep in my house with my family. Naruto got up and bowed to Tazuna, a genuine smile gracing Naruto's lips. Naruto, I appreciate the invite, sir. Glad this disgrace of a shinobi world hasn't destroyed simple human kindness. Tazuna waves his hand dismissively and walked ahead of Naruto, with Naruto walking behind Tazuna with a small smile on his face the whole way. While they were walking in the shadows, Haku was spying on the yellow-haired individual. He flickered away and back to Zabuza, who was training. Haku ignored the screams of utter pain, long since used that for Zabuza training meant to fight until death, and giving everyone under him were nothing more than bandits. Zabuza, report. Zabuza said as he sliced the gut open from his opponent. Haku froze all the deathly injured opponents, since a small part of him didn't want to see them suffer. Zabuza, seeing this, frowned at Haku, giving him a firm slap on the face. Zabuza, I don't remember ordering you to do that. I was having fun. Haku, my apologies Zabuza, it won't happen again. It will, and they both know that. Zabuza clicked his tongue and waved his hand dismissively, making the surviving bandits run scared to the medical tent before they get an infection. Haku, the man you're looking for has blonde hair, a bit taller than me, carries a sword with him and is currently staying with the bridge builder. Where is Gato? Zabuza, in another poor village trying to repeat what he did with this one. He was informed on what has transpired. He'll be here by the end of the month. Until then I want you to be this yellow hair boy's shadow. Where he goes you go. I want to know if he so much as sneezes. Haku, yes Zabuza. Haku said as a mist consumed Haku. When the mist disappeared, so did he. Zabuza turned around and walked out of his training ground, grabbing his sword from the ice with ease. With Naruto. Tazuna opened the door and let Naruto inside. Tazuna, Tsunami, you're gonna kill me for this. Tsunami walked out of the kitchen cleaning her hands with her apron. Tsunami, what did you do this time, father? Tsunami asked in a tired tone. She looked surprised when she saw Naruto behind her father. Tsunami, oh the wanderer. Tazuna, you know each other? Tsunami, he's the reason I'm gonna have to deal with a headache when more bandits come back. Tazuna looked at Naruto for a response, who just kept a stoic expression on his face as he just shrugged. Naruto, I just killed a few mindless animals. If more come, I'll kill them the same. Tazuna nodded, looking back at Tsunami, who did not look pleased of having the boy here. Tazuna, well, glad someone finally stood up against them. Naruto, you're mistaken sir, someone already did yourself by building that bridge. Tsunami scoffed, looking at Naruto and Tazuna. Tsunami looked at her father, as if he was nothing more than a foolish old man. Tsunami, he should just give up. They destroyed the first one, they'll do the same with this one, only this time they'll kill you with the bridge. Tazuna sighed, waving her daughter off. Naruto frowned, seeing Tazuna's reaction. He seemed numb to it, almost used to it. Naruto, when someone loses hope, they always want to drag others with them to make themselves feel better. Naruto slapped the old man's back and gave him a smile. Naruto, let's give your daughter and this village their hope again, Mr. Tazuna. Tazuna managed to crack a small smile as he walked to the kitchen. Tazuna, if you don't mind having a tense-filled dinner, you're welcome to eat with us. Naruto, I'll be more than glad to enjoy a free meal. Naruto said as his belly grumbled. As much as Naruto wished it for it to be true, he can't survive on dangos, tea and oranges. Tazuna, I'll say it again, you're a weird kid, you know that? Naruto, I'm weird because I'm not from here, I'm from Iron Country, there I'm rather normal. Tazuna, Iron Country, huh? Then what the hell are you doing all the way over here? Naruto and Tazuna sat down with Tsunami, serving them both a hot meal. Naruto, I'm on a personal journey, there's a lead I'm gonna search at Konoha. Tazuna frowned at the mention of that village. Naruto noticed it as he took a bite of his stew. Naruto, there's bad blood in there? Tazuna, very bad. Years before I hired a team from Konoha to protect me and my first bridge. When they found out I wasn't exactly truthful on the level on the mission, they turned back and kept the money as punishment for me lying. Naruto sneered at that, looking just as mad as Tazuna. Naruto, shinobi scum. Nothing more than bandits with elemental powers, they make me sick. Tsunami, it's my father's own fault for lying to them. Naruto looked at Tsunami. The look he gave her made her flinch. It was the same look of determination her late husband had. Naruto, you blame a man for having hope that they would take pity on his situation and help? He already paid and they refused to provide services just because they feared death. Tsunami, and you don't? Naruto, to die in a mission, to die by the blade is to die with honor. I'll be damned if I ever become like them. I'll protect Tazuna and help him with the second bridge. I'll make sure he see it become a reality. Naruto said there was no doubt in his tone, no sense of fear in his expression. Naruto was a warrior. If he dies, he'll die. But he'll never run away from a battle, no matter the opponent. We see Naruto in a field, the most beautiful place in Iron Country. There was his friends and the people he considered family, and next to him was the woman he's been in love since he was 5. Monk, Naruto, do you take Emiko Ami to be your beloved till Kami do you part? Do you promise to cherish her, protect her, and be with her till the end? Naruto, I swear by my honor. Monk, and you Emiko? Emiko, yes, I swear by my honor. Now come on, can we skip to the good part? Emiko said with the grin that always made Naruto weak at his knees. Naruto and Emiko kissed. When Naruto pulled back, the whole world changed. He was no longer in the beautiful field but at the orphanage. He just opened the door to see Emiko being killed. Naruto wanted to scream but no words would come out. The dark figure jumped out of the window as Naruto followed, but it was already gone. He kneeled down to Emiko, placing her head on his lap. She was cold to the touch, with the kunai still jabbed in her heart. Real world. Naruto woke up calmly, not being the first time he had to relieve that memory. No matter how good the dream was, it would always end the same way. Naruto sighed and looked out the window. The sun was just starting to rise. He gave a soft smile. Naruto, another beautiful morning, wouldn't you agree? Naruto said to no one as he got up and stretched. He went outside the house and started his usual training regimen. Or well, he would have if he didn't hear something at the other side of the house. So there he walked and leaned against the wall when he saw the culprit. Naruto, you're gonna hurt yourself like that. Inari flinched as he had in his hands Naruto's blade. Naruto walked up to him and kneeled down to his level and presented Inari his hand. Naruto, may I? Inari gave Naruto his blade as Naruto stood up and walked up to a tree. Naruto, a word of advice my old sensei gave me. A blade is just a blade. Naruto strikes the tree, only cutting a bit of the bark. Naruto, only when the blade is paired with proper training. Naruto got into the correct form and sliced the tree in one slice. The tree fell, pretty much waking the adults inside. Naruto turned around and smiled at the boy. Naruto, does the blade truly become a deadly weapon? Naruto placed the sword back in its scabbard. He tossed it to Inari, who grabbed it stumbling. Naruto ruffled Inari's hair. Naruto, now, how about we got back inside for your mother's breakfast? Inari's surprised face, okay. Small time skip. We see Naruto and Inari inside, with Tsunami scolding Inari for stealing the blade again. Naruto just watched it happen while he drank his tea. Naruto, I wouldn't be so hard on the boy. Swords are just cool. Can you blame a child for wanting to use something like that? Be thankful he still has some childlike innocence left inside him. Tsunami looked at Naruto and then at Inari. She sighed and sat down to eat her breakfast, with Inari joining them. Tsunami, you've become such a pain in this household. Naruto, it's only been 3 weeks. That's a new record for me, not gonna lie. But even if I didn't live here, I'm not leaving until the bridge was finished, and you would just find another way to be angry with me. Naruto said casually as he finished his orange and got up, looking at Tazuna. Naruto, well, should we get going? That bridge isn't gonna build itself. Tazuna, probably right. I'll see you all when the day is done. Tazuna grabbed the sword and his sake and walked with Naruto. It was a peaceful silence, but Tazuna still felt the need to say something. Tazuna, sorry about her. Naruto, your daughter's anger comes from fear, not hate. Tazuna-sama, I do not have any malicious intents towards her, since I know her hope was just broken. But everything that's broken can be put back together again, and that's what we'll do when this bridge is finished, Naruto said with a smile. Tazuna scratched his cheek, feeling a bit awkward of the whole Sama remark. Tazuna, kid, I keep telling you. You don't have to call me Sama-san is fine. Naruto placed his hand on Tazuna's shoulder and gave him a warm smile. Naruto, I'm afraid I can't do that. For in you I see the soul of a great warrior. Even after everything, this Gato has not broken your spirit, let alone your hope. If that's not something to be respected, then I have no clue what is. Naruto said simply, no malice behind his voice, no smug tone, no sense of smugness. It's been decades since Tazuna was talked to that way. What was once one of the most important people in this village, he was now subjected to ridicule and mockery. It was rare, something Tazuna didn't do too often anymore, but he let a smile escape his lips as they both stopped, having reached the bridge. Tazuna, right, that's enough slacking around. You already know what needs to be done. Naruto, of course Tazuna-sama, I'll get right to work, Naruto said with his ever-present smile as he left for his side of the bridge. Tazuna sighed, his smile still not leaving as he shook his head and got to work. The old man not being trained to know they were being watched. Flashback, end of week 1. Naruto was resting under a tree after having trained when he heard Tazuna scream, Tazuna, Naruto, time to head out. Naruto, I'll be there right away. Tazuna-sama. Naruto screamed back as he got up and stretched. Haku flinched his hand instinctually on a kunai as Naruto looked straight at him before looking down. Naruto turned around and walked away. Haku jumped down from his hiding spot and looked at what Naruto left him. It was an orange and a cup of tea with a note. Haku grabbed the note and read it. Haku, I do not know the nature of why you've been spying on me. But I know it's nothing good. Since I don't have any proof of that, I'll hold off from attacking and offer a truce for you. You don't attack and I won't attack as long as we don't give each other any reason to. Haku grabbed the orange and disappeared into the trees to keep spying on Naruto until Gato arrived present. We see Naruto hammering away while he sings softly to himself. Naruto, Daken Daken Suidaru. Daken Daken Paradise. Genkidama Jie Hajiktobu Z Go Go Let's Do It Yugomiku Ayashi Agi. Yusha Washurnai Z Matero Yo. Inochi Ni Kitimo Mamoru Yo. Ai Suri Yuki Witsuyosa Ni Karo. Tazuna threw a nail at Naruto to get his attention. Naruto grabbed the nail and looked at Tazuna. Tazuna, so kid, You actually think you can protect me if Gato decides he's done indulging me? Tazuna said as Naruto nailed down another board. Naruto hummed. Naruto, there is no think, I can either do it and live to continue my journey or die before my journey is ever completed. Tazuna, you're willing to die for a village that's not your own, for people that hate and mock you when you walk Tsunami to town. All to help an old man accomplish his dream? Tazuna asked, still waiting for the second shoe to drop. Naruto hummed, looking at Tazuna with a kind smile. Naruto, yes, without question. If I were to ignore the suffering of those in needs, I would be no different than those shinobi scum that kill without honor. Tazuna, had that some kind of hero's mentality you've got there? Naruto went back to hammering with a determined look in his gaze. Naruto, and it would be the same mentality for every single warrior in Iron Country. We might have lost the war, we're dying off more and more after every generation. But until the last samurai stands, our code will stand with him, and when we leave this world we'll leave it knowing that we left it with honor. Now let us go to the next floorboard. Tazuna-sama. Tazuna nodded as him and Naruto for another board. As always, there were people there pointing and laughing at the foolish duo and their suicide mission. But no one dares to take a step forward, a small grave near them reminding them that this young man will execute them without mercy. Tazuna, you call them animals and scum, but you still respect them enough to give them a proper burial? Naruto, yes. Animals that they are, everyone deserves a proper goodbye, a chance to find peace in the embrace of the kami. At the least they deserve to at least be given safe passage to the next life. If I can't bury, then I just burn their bodies so that the wind takes them. Tazuna and Naruto laid the next board down and started nailing it down all over again. It was the same day in and day out, with each day their mission being that much closer to being finished and Tazuna's hope being revived that much more each day. End of the day. Tazuna, that's enough for today, let's return home. Naruto, you ran out of sake, didn't you? Tazuna, and the moon is also rising. Naruto chuckled as he got up, leaving his tools behind and walking back to Tazuna's home. Week 4. We see Naruto walking his blade on his hip, right behind Tsunami, making sure she makes it safe to her job. Naruto, change Nabikanai Nagasari na yo. I'm a Kenjiro Koto and Iso now deitai no change. Nando demo amar kawara no kanashimi mo dakashimit hashiri desu yo tanoshi. Naruto grabbed a rock thrown his way and placed it on the ground. He ignored the man who threw it and kept walking. Naruto, Urajiri and I Atorawaranai Adashogie Koko and I Iru Teranite Sakinai Nandate Mado Igamasit Yo Patan Kashita Kana Sekai Ja Jibin Jie Dare Na no Ka Wakara Nakaneru. Tsunami, you know you're not wanted here. Naruto, indeed I do. But they hate me not because of what I'm doing but of what I'm giving them. Tsunami stopped on her tracks. She turned around and gave Naruto a small glare, crossing her arms. Tsunami, oh really, and what is that? Please enlighten me what exactly you think you're giving this small village? Naruto, hope. Me and your father are gonna give them hope when the bridge is finished, right now. Naruto showed Tsunami his scuffed hand from the sharp rock and shrugged. Naruto, now they just fear of having that hope be ripped away from them again, so they lash out. I weep for them, but I will not give up on them or you, Tsunami-san. We'll restore the hope of this town, of this I promise. Now let's carry on, wouldn't want you to be late, yes? Naruto said, walking ahead of her. Tsunami sighed and kept walking. Tsunami, all you're doing is signing your death certificate. No one beats Gato's personal shinobi. Naruto stopped for a moment, his calm expression changing to an angry frown before he kept walking, giving a forced calm expression. Naruto, Tsunami-san, I can promise you that I'm not most people. I'm a warrior trained from a young age to I have no fear of death, so this little intimidation tactics isn't gonna work. Tsunami, what are you talking about? Naruto, Gato's not the only one with ears everywhere. A little birdie told me that Gato made a deal with you. Make me leave and he'll let your father live. But answer me, Tsunami-san. Naruto turned around and gave Tsunami a serious expression. Naruto, do you actually believe someone like Gato will keep his word? Your father was a dead man before I came along, and deep down you know it. At least with me around he'll have a chance to see his dream become a reality. Naruto opened the door for Tsunami, who walked inside with her hair covering her eyes. Naruto walked behind her and sat down in a busy table. Naruto looked at the head of the table, seeing an older man, older than Tsunami but younger than Tazuna. He had a small pair of purely black sunglasses, wearing a black suit with a yellow undershirt and a purple tie. Naruto, so you must be this Gato people has been warning me about. Gato just smiled as he raised his hand and waved 2 fingers. Instantly a waitress came and placed a cup on Naruto's side. Naruto took it and drank it down. Naruto, lovely blend I must say. Is it imported? You didn't have to go to the trouble. Gato, oh no, it was my pleasure, mister. Gato signaled Naruto to say his name, Naruto took another sip of his tea and gave out an ah of satisfaction. Naruto, N. Call me N. N is more than fine. There's no reason for me to give you a name that you'll probably forget by the time our conversation ends. Gato, fair enough. I heard you're a fan of dangos. Please allow me to get you a plate. Naruto, well, it would be rude of me to turn down your most generous offer. A plate of dangos came and Naruto started to eat them as Gato just watched, glancing at his watch. Gato, 5 minutes. Gato, so tell me, oh great swordsman, why are you here? Naruto, simply passing by and decided to stay a while. You've really turned this place into a beautiful paradise. Naruto said with a hint of sarcasm. Gato hummed as he took out a briefcase, putting it on the table. Naruto just raised an eyebrow. Gato, I see then you don't have any stakes in this battle. I've heard from a little bird that you're just a wanderer with not a penny to his name, so how about you come work for me? Gato said, opening the case. Naruto looked at it. The case was filled with paper money enough to buy a nice big house. Naruto hummed, grabbing a stack and inspecting it. Gato smirked, knowing he's got this N person right where he wants him. Naruto, you've got a smoke? Gato, haha, glad we can come to an understanding. Gato snapped his fingers and one of his goons placed a smoke on Naruto's mouth. The goon was about to light the smoke when Naruto raised his hand. Naruto, no need. Naruto snapped his finger, and a small spark of fire appeared in between his fingers. Gato, surprising, from what I've been told you've been bitching and moaning about the shinobi using elemental powers, and yet here you are using the very same thing asterisk. Naruto, HM. Before I do this, let me give you something in return. Naruto's other hand went to his pocket and took something out. He placed a small vial on Gato's plate. Gato grabbed it and inspected it. Gato, what is this? Naruto, the poison that you told the chef to place in my food and drink. The whole restaurant fell silence as Gato's eyes widened slightly at what happened next. Naruto dropped the flame on the case, burning the money. Before anybody could move, Naruto took his blade out and pointed it at Gato, with the tip of the blade touching Gato's skin so much that a bit of blood came out of it. Gato's goons all started taking their weapons out. Naruto, by the time you all do that, I'll have killed this man. And then who would pay you? Gato, don't listen to him, kill. Gato chalked as the blade went a little deeper. Naruto's heart gave, never leaving. Naruto, unlike you little man, I do not fear death. You sure you want to see the Shinigami with me? Gato, tongue sticking out. Put your weapons away. Gato screamed and his servants followed. Naruto clicked his tongue as his eyes shined by the fire. Naruto, now let's get something straight, Gato. I am not one of this filthy bandits, nor am I some sort of shinobi scum that plagues this world. We samurai are beyond the corruption of the greed known as money. And second of all, shinobi stole our secrets of the elements, and used them to kill off each other. We use them for practical things. To use nature to mess with the human affair is nothing more than disgraceful. Now we're gonna sit here and not move a muscle until this money is nothing more than ash, because that's all your money is to me, good for nothing but for fire fuel. Gato, you bastard, you think you can get away with this? While you're here, who do you think is protecting poor old Tazuna? Gato said with an evil smirk, but Naruto was unaffected. Naruto, nobody, since I know you won't attack him yet. No, your pride won't allow you. You're waiting for the bridge to be, I want to saw what? 95% to 98% done before you kill him? You want him to see his life works up in flame to finally destroy the last remaining hope of this village, so that they never rebel against you. That's why that little spy of yours is up there in the ceiling. If you're asking why isn't he attacking me? Is because he knows by the time that Saban reaches my neck you'll be dead. Haku jumped down and sat on the counter looking at his target. Gato growled, looking at Naruto, his expression never faltering. No one moved until the fire burned every single speck of paper. By then Naruto drowned the embers with the tea to make sure the bar doesn't burn down, and got up his blade, never leaving the neck of Gato. Naruto bowed to Gato. Naruto, I thank you for the meal. I'll see you at the end of the month, Mr. Gato. I do hope whoever this right-hand shinobi of yours is can fight me with honor, and not like the animals, and sure he is. Oh, and you might want to have your hand checked out. Gato, why would I need? Everyone heard the slice and the sound of Gato's hand falling to the table. Naruto sliced it clean off the wrist before he turned around and started walking away. A large, burly man with an equally large sword blocked his path. Naruto looked at the man without fear, as in the background Gato was screaming and the bandits were scrambling to help. Naruto, you can kill me now or help your boss, but you can't have both. I would pick boss, since if he dies of blood loss, who's gonna keep paying you? Zabuza looked at the smaller swordsman and moved aside. Naruto walked past him. Zabuza, I'll see you at the end of the month, you Ronin. Naruto, I look forward to it, Miss Scum. Naruto said as both swordsmen looked at each other before going their respective ways. As Naruto was walking and since Haku wasn't following him, he threw a small pouch with food to the homeless man that told him what was gonna happen this day. Naruto, I owe you my gratitude. Oshiro, you and Tazuna have the last remaining specks of bravery in this village, but that doesn't mean all our hope is broken. Please, finish the bridge for the sake of the future generations. Naruto bowed at the homeless man and walked away to the directions of the bridge. Naruto. Miss Shinobi HM, been almost 3 years since I've been there. Last time. Zabuza looked at the smaller swordsman and moved aside. Naruto walked past him. Zabuza, I'll see you at the end of the month, you Ronin. Naruto, I look forward to it, Miss Scum. Now. Nighttime. It was dark. Naruto was sitting in front of a pair of candles and a small wooden Buddha statue in between them. Naruto was giving a small prayer of success. Naruto, may the great god Wang favor me in this battle, let it get me one step closer to nirvana. Naruto blew out the candles and took a couple of seals from inside his outfit. He releases them and out came his weapons apart from his blade, his bow and arrows, his spear, and most importantly his tanto blade. Naruto grabbed the tanto with a soft smile since it used to belong to Emiko. It was a family heirloom. Naruto, I hope you were able to reconnect with your family, Emi. Naruto placed the tanto in the forehead softly as he couldn't help but remember memories of him and Emiko playing together. Naruto smiled and gave a small sigh, his ears picking up that he's no longer alone. Naruto, you know. It's rude to stare at a man preparing for battle, young boy. Come keep me company. I can tell you must have questions. Naruto said in a kind tone as he turned his head and looked at Inari. Inari for his part walked out of the stairs where he was staring at Naruto, and sat next to him, who was making the last-minute checkups on his weapons. Inari, didn't you say to die by the blade is to die with honor? How come you have a bow and arrows? Naruto, allow me to give you a bit of education on the weapons of the samurai. Naruto grabbed on and gave it to the boy. Inari looked at Naruto confused. Naruto just smiled, grabbing Inari's free hand and placing it on the arrowhead. Naruto, the arrowhead can be considered a blade, same goes for the spear and the tanto. These are the weapon my people have used from before even the great samurai versus shinobi war. Inari, the what? I've never heard of that war. Are you sure you don't mean the great shinobi wars? Naruto had to force himself to keep smiling. He wanted to educate this young boy, showing anger and disgust would give him nothing. Naruto, not surprising that you don't know of the war my people lost. The shinobi don't tell it since they only care about history, starting with the Hashirama and Uchiha clans. Naruto said, letting slight disgust show in his face, just thinking of the two clans that began the shinobi era. Naruto, and samurai are all in Iron Country, so our history is locked there as well. If I live after this battle, I can get you the book of samurai history, is quite common for education in my country. Inari, okay, I still think you're insane for helping my grandfather, you know. Naruto shrugged with a smile as he grabbed his armor and started maintaining it, giving it a good polish. Naruto, if it's insane to help keep hope alive, then I'll be an insane man till my last breath, little one. Inari, I still don't get it, why? Inari said in a shaky tone. Since Naruto has been here, Inari couldn't help but think on his father more and more, the father that fought back against Gato and got killed for it. Inari, why help, why act as if you're some kind of hero? Heroes don't exist. A memory flashed into Inari's mind, remembering the execution of his father. Naruto for his part sighed. He got closer to Inari and used a handkerchief to clean off the tears on Inari's face. Naruto gave the boy a sad smile. Naruto, you're right, they don't. Heroes in the shinobi world don't exist. And it's my people's fault that they don't. Naruto stopped what he was doing. He got up and bowed to Inari, who was taken off guard by his actions. Naruto, and for that I'm sorry for what you have lost. I'm sorry my people failed you and failed this once great nation. Naruto sat up straight and showed legitimate sadness in his eyes, not behind his eyes, not hiding, no. Inari could hear the sadness even in his tone. Naruto, if the samurai would have won that war, if the shinobi wouldn't have gotten our secrets of elemental manipulation, if they would have fought with honor, this beautiful land would have been so much different. Naruto looked out the window at the night sky with such promise. Inari honestly thought he was just crazy. Naruto, imagine it, a world where those with power help and protect the weak not because of money, but because it's their duty. A world with honor, with disciple, with hope for a strong and better tomorrow. Inari, but that's nothing but a fantasy. Naruto sighed, sat back down and went back to polish his armor. Naruto, yes, on that you are correct. And maybe in some other life the samurai won that war, and the shinobi would be the ones dying out of existence. But sadly we don't live in that world. No, we live in this one. Naruto placed all his armor and weaponry back to their place and gave Inari a smile. Naruto, and in this world I'll fight till I take my last breath, and if that makes me insane then so be it. But I'll protect you and your family because that's what having honor is about, that's what having discipline is about, that's what knowing what the word duty means is about. Naruto walked up to Inari and rubbed his head. Inari looked up and he saw the same smile his father used to give him, almost seeing him inside of Naruto in spirit. Naruto, and that's what being a hero is about. Now go and grab that drink you were going to grab and go off to bed. Don't want to get punished by your mother now, do you? Inari flinched and looked like he's supposed to look. A young child scared of being punished by his mother, he quickly went to the kitchen, leaving Naruto there alone. With a small purse of his lips, Naruto went outside and sat at the stairs of the porch enjoying the night breeze. Naruto, I'm not gonna run away, and you're not gonna attack me, so why are you still monitoring me? Haku fell without sound next to Naruto and sat with him, giving him an orange. Naruto took his favorite fruit, as Haku took his mask, having the same smile he always has on. A smile that never reached his eyes. Haku, I hope you enjoyed the fruit, for the one you gave me. Naruto, thanks, love oranges, they taste so sweet and juicy. Naruto said, peeling the skin off and offering some to Haku, who took a slice. Naruto took another, and they both sat in silence for a bit, just enjoying the night air. Naruto, since I might never get the chance, what's your story? Why do any of this? Haku, because it's what Zabuza wants, so it's what I want. Naruto, ah, I see, so you see yourself as a tool for Zabuza to use then. Haku spared him a glance with his eyebrows slightly raised, then returned his gaze to the forest, taking another slice of orange. Haku, I'm surprised I didn't have to spell it out. Tell me, do you have anyone that's precious to you? Naruto, for me? My teachers, my friends, the children in the orphanage, Miss Takeda, the caretaker of the orphanage, and the snake. Naruto said with his tone becoming softer on the last name. Haku was curious, so he asked it. Haku, your tone changed on the last one. Is she someone special? Naruto, more than even I'll ever realize. I'm an orphan, left at the steps of Miss Takeda Institution, but growing up? I didn't care about that, since I was happy. Without money, yes, but happy. Then one day this letter arrives. Naruto took out the letter and gave it to Haku. Haku held it with care as it was an old paper already yellow from oxidation. Letter. Hey little boy, I'm not good with words. I prefer to let my actions do the talking, which is kinda hard when all I can do is use my words right now. You don't know me, probably never will apart from letters, but I want to be your sponsor. Hope you make good use with this gift I'll be giving you. From, the snake in the tree. Haku returned the letter to Naruto, who placed it in a seal again. Naruto, thanks to them I was able to have a good life. I was able to get an education in the private sector instead of public. I was able to meet some great friends, and I was able to be noticed by the multiple teachers who were also samurais in reserve. Who taught me the way of the samurai, which is now my purpose in life. What about you? What's your purpose, your dream? Haku, my dream? My dream is to protect Zabuza and make his dream come true, even if it means that I have to become a shinobi. Naruto nodded. He glanced at the boy with an orange slice in his mouth, and he couldn't help but feel sympathy for him. Naruto, you have a kind heart, kinder than most. I've seen how you would leave small pouches of Ryo to beggars on the street. You could be so much more than a shinobi scum. Why throw away your life for the... Haku, I could tell you, but I don't think you'll ever be able to truly understand it. They both grabbed another slice of orange and ate them. Naruto hummed at Haku's response, giving him a nod. Naruto, then don't. I understand wanting to keep things for yourself and your heart. You love you, don't you? And I don't mean in a romantic sense. Haku gave Naruto a small, almost unnoticeable smile, but it was there and Naruto saw it. Haku, I know what you meant. And yes, I do love him. He gave me a purpose, a reason for being, and I hope I'll forever be useful to him so that I can follow wherever he goes. Wherever he goes, I'll follow. That's what makes me happy. Naruto, I wish you luck in that. Tell me, are you gonna attack me with him, or will you fight me alone? So that I won't get the chance to harm him? They both finished the orange and Naruto burned the peel, giving the air a nice citrus smell. Haku, we shall fight alone, just you and me. Do prepare yourself, samurai. Naruto, I shall. Make sure you sharpen yourself tool, and may the gods favor who they wish. The door opened and Naruto turned around, seeing Tazuna there. Tazuna, there you are, kid. Who are you talking to? Tazuna asked. Haku long since banished into the darkness of the night. Naruto hummed and looked up at the moon. Naruto, oh, no one, just making conversation with myself and the path I've chosen. Naruto got up and stretched, giving Tazuna a kind smile. Naruto, off to drink Tazuna-sama? Come, I'll offer you my protection. Tazuna nodded and walked ahead with Naruto, giving one final look at the fleeting figure that is Haku and gave him a small nod before following Tazuna to the one bar that still accepts the two fools that dare go against Gato and his demons. Nighttime. It was late at night. It was a rare sight as Naruto wasn't at Tazuna's house preparing for what's to come, no. Naruto was busy walking around the village. Be it 3 a.m, the small town looked like a ghost town abandoned and left to rot. Naruto stopped. His ear twitched as he heard a woman in distress. He ran to the sound and saw a woman behind a dumpster in pain, blood coming down her legs. Naruto went into actions and grabbed her hands. Naruto, ma'am, what's wrong? How can I help? The woman's tear-stained eyes looked at Naruto. The look that woman gave him was haunting. It shook Naruto to his core. But Naruto couldn't worry about that. He had a duty to do. Saki, tongue sticking out. Pain, B, baby, S, save it, C, can't push anymore. Saki said, her voice devoid of energy. Naruto's eyes widened slightly, but he got what she meant. Quickly Naruto cleaned the area and made the woman as comfortable as possible. As he looked at what he was about to do, he took out his tanto and placed the tip on Saki's abdomen and looked at the woman, who just gave a soft nod. With a breath, Naruto's eyes got determined as he got to work. Scene change. The sound of bird chirping made Saki's eyes to twitch. What was once immense pain was now just a small burning sensation in her stomach as she slowly brought her eyes opened and looked around. Saki, where am I? Saki muttered to herself. She touched her stomach where a bandage was stuck to her. The memory of last night came running out of her. Saki, my baby? Saki screamed or tried to. Her voice was hoarse that when she tried she coughed profusely. The door opened and a woman came in with a glass of water. Saki, where's my baby? Saki said, distress. Tsunami gave a pained expression and pointed behind Saki. Saki looked and took the breast she was holding. Her baby was fine, sleeping in the arms of the men that helped her last night. Saki, thank Kami. Oh, thank Kami. Saki kept muttering, her body trembling, making Tsunami feel that much more worse about herself as she walked to Naruto, waking him up and leaving the room. Naruto, I see you well. I'm glad. I would get up. You've lost a lot of blood, Naruto said softly, walking up to her and sitting next to Saki, giving her baby. Saki held it as if it was the most precious thing on earth, tears falling from her face as she held her child tightly. Naruto thought of a name for the child. Saki, Natsumi Yoshida. Saki said with a soft smile, seeing her daughter's chest be lifted up and down softly. Naruto hummed with a smile. Naruto, Natsumi meaning beautiful beginnings. It's a beautiful name, it really is. You must be so glad, Saki. I am beyond words. I can never thank you enough for helping out. Naruto Uzumaki. And it was a pleasure, honestly, Naruto said, smiling at Saki. Naruto pushed the water and some oranges Naruto took out from a seal for Saki. She took them and ate them. Naruto looked at Saki with a smile, knowing he did the right thing. Flashback. The sound of a child's crying woke the Tazuna household as the 3 of them ran down and were shocked at what they saw. Naruto holding a crying child in one hand and a woman with dried blood on her clothes in his shoulder. Tsunami was having none of it. Tsunami, what do you think you're doing? Naruto, I found she needs a place to sleep, at least for the night, so she recovers. She had to have a C-section. Tsunami, leave them outside. Naruto froze and looked at Tsunami, shocked, almost horrified. Tsunami crossed her arms, not having any of Naruto's hero complex. Tazuna. Tsunami, no dad. I've dealt with you and this asshole building that bridge, but I won't let him just bring strangers into my house. Naruto, she just gave birth, she'll die out there. Naruto screamed enraged. Tsunami didn't care. Tsunami, that's not my problem. I have enough trouble feeding everyone here. Naruto, you're willing to let this poor child die because of fucking money? Tsunami, I have to think of my child first. Naruto gave a low growl as he took one of his sealed scrolls and opened it. A small cache of all the money the tree snake sent Naruto for the month. Naruto threw the money at Tsunami's face, making all fall on the floor. Naruto, then here, take it. Take your dirty money. I can't believe someone like you can be a mother and not care for someone who just became one. Gato may be a monster, but you're worse than a monster. Now pick up your fucking money. Naruto said in complete disgusting, taking the crying child and unconscious woman further inside. Inari stepped up. Inari, you can use my room. Inari suddenly said. Tazuna and Tsunami looked at the child surprised, but Naruto gave him a kind smile. Naruto, I'm glad you take after your grandfather and not your mother, little one. Thank you. Excuse me, she needs to rest. Naruto walked up while Tsunami and Inari started to argue, only it quickly turned one-sided. Tsunami, Inari, no mom. I'm tired. I'm tired of having to mind my business. I'm tired of having to look the other way. I'm tired of being helpless and not being able to help. Tsunami, your dad helped, and look what that caught him. Tsunami gasped and covered her mouth. She hasn't meant to say that, it just slipped out in her anger. Inari flinched and looked down. Inari, at least I still see him as my parent, unlike you. I don't even know who you are anymore. Inari said softly as he turned around and went to sleep in his grandfather's room present. Naruto, have you got a place to go? Family members or something? The smile Saki had was disappearing as she shook her head. No, Saki, they kicked me out for things I don't want to discuss. Naruto nodded as he gave even more oranges to Saki, who quickly finished the first patch. Naruto, then, how would you like to leave this place? Saki looked at Naruto confused. Naruto just smiled as a butterfly flew into his shoulder. Naruto, I'm from Iron Country. I know a place that will take you and your child in without question. All you would have to do is work under Miss Takeda. She always needs extra hands to help. I'm sure she'll give you a chance. Naruto placed an arm at her shoulder and let her rest her head on his shoulder as she cried loudly, not used of such unending kindness from anybody in such a long time. All the while Tsunami was at the other side of the door with a guilty expression, Inari's words cutting her like a knife. Last night's scene change. It took a few hours and lots of food and water, but Saki was well enough to stand, which was good enough for Naruto. We see Saki and Naruto out the house with Tazuna following him. Tazuna, how long will you be gone for? Naruto, 15 to 40 minutes depending how long Miss Takeda talks my ear off. Tazuna, minutes? Kid, Iron Country is at least a 2-week journey. Naruto, believe me Tazuna, I'll be back by the time you finish breakfast. Before Tazuna could keep questioning Naruto, Saki and Natsumi exploded into a flutter of butterflies. The butterflies flew into the air and disappeared from sight in Iron Country. Naruto, Saki and Natsumi appeared in front of Naruto's orphanage. Saki looked around confused. Saki, how did you do that? Naruto, I'm one of the rare few that has the butterfly contract. They're a summoning animal that don't wish to fight, so I only use them for medical reasons or when I need to travel in a hurry. Now come, it's gonna be a long day, and a long day starts with the first step. Naruto walked inside with Saki behind her. They walked until they reached Takeda's office, where she was already there filling paperwork. She stopped when she heard the door opening and looked up, seeing Naruto and Saki. Takeda, Naruto? What are you doing here so early? And who's the woman? Naruto, hello Miss Takeda, sorry for troubling you, but I bring you a woman in need of shelter and their newborn child. Takeda, oh dear, come in dears, please come in, take a seat so we can talk. Saki and Naruto sat down as all three started speaking about Saki and what she needed. Takeda, I see you, poor girl. Kanata, please take Miss Yoshida to her new room. I'll be with her shortly. I have to speak to Naruto first. Another caretaker walked in and placed her hand on Saki, giving her a smile to follow her. Saki looked at Naruto and hugged him tightly. Saki, thank you so much again. Naruto just kissed her forehead and gave her a soft smile. Naruto, like I said, it was my pleasure, honest. My code won't let me leave someone in need alone. Saki didn't want to let go as her body started to tremble again. She was steps from becoming a crying mess. She slowly let go of Naruto and walked with Miss Kanata. Once alone, Naruto took a small white bag, placing it on the table. Takeda, and this? Naruto, found it in her person. Can't be surprised she has a drug addiction. Keep an eye out for her, she'll need extra attention. Takeda, and she'll get it, she'll be safe here. Takeda got up and kissed Naruto's forehead in a way only a mother could. Takeda, I'm so proud at the person you've become. We raised you right, didn't we? Naruto, you did, Miss Takeda. You and the other sisters of this place taught me to help those who need it no matter what. I'm glad you've taught me that. Naruto and Takeda spoke for a while longer, nothing major, just small talk until Takeda went back to work. Naruto got up and left before the children saw he didn't bring toys for them. Once outside, he exploded into a flutter of butterflies and flew back to Tazuna's home to finish the bridge that was 97% of being finished. Author note: for those who know who Saki Yoshida is, you all know why I gave her this. If you don't know who she is, good, leave it that way. I found out what happened to her on a video essay on YouTube, and it absolutely broke me. I couldn't sleep with that ending, so I gave her a different one, breaking my rule of no filler and making a filler chapter. And I'll say it again, if you don't know who she is, don't look it up. Naruto landed with butterflies flying around him as he smiled at them and nodded. Naruto walked inside the house and made a straight line to where he's been sleeping since he got there. Naruto snapped his fingers, making a small fire to appear in between them. He turned on some candles and started praying to Damunchin Wang, the god of war. Tazuna, so you're back. How was Iron Country? Naruto, a paradise in this cursed world. The closest thing to nirvana the physical world will ever achieve. Naruto said with his eyes still closed, finishing his prayer for victory. He got up and turned around, looking at Tazuna with a neutral expression but a fire of determination behind his eyes. Tazuna looked a bit uncomfortable as he rubbed the back of his head. Tazuna, I'm not one to be all sentimental and all that crap, but thank you for risking your life for an old man's dream. Tazuna said in a soft voice. Naruto's emotionless expression broke as he cracked a smile as he placed his hand on Tazuna's shoulder. Naruto, it was my absolute pleasure. Your will is a once-in-a-generation type of will. And it's up to me to show your grandchild and the children of this village that the will of heroes is still very much alive. Tazuna gave Naruto his sword back and Naruto took it, bowing to Tazuna. Naruto threw out multiple scrolls and activated them all. Tazuna saw how in a blink of an eye Naruto changed from his normal clothes to a fully armored samurai with his sword on his hip, bow and spear on his back. Tazuna, nice mask. Naruto nodded and walked past him to the kitchen. The sound of his metal clanking as he walked filled the room. He stopped, seeing Tsunami with her arms crossed and Inari there waiting for him. Inari looked at Naruto and gave a small smile. Inari, is today gonna be the day? Naruto, yes, today is the day I show you, your mother and everyone in this village that heroes still exist in this world. Naruto said with a small grin, making Tsunami scowl. That scowl turned softer as she looked at the young man with sadness and pity. Tsunami. He's gonna die for this worthless village. Tsunami thought sadly since Inari gotten attached to Naruto. Tsunami sighed and gave Naruto a small bag with food in them. Tsunami, I still see you as a naive fool at best, but even a fool shouldn't die hungry. Naruto took the food and gave her a smile that made Tsunami flinch. For a moment Tsunami saw the face of her late husband on Naruto's body as Naruto gave her the same smile Kaiser used to give her. Naruto, I thank you for the meal, but I promise you it won't be my last. I can't die, I have hope on my side. Now let's get you all to safety. Naruto said without a speck of fear behind his voice. Tsunami sighed and followed Naruto out with her family. All three eyes widened a little, as the front yard was filled with butterflies, at least 1,000. Naruto, say hello to my summoning, the butterflies, they shall take you to Iron Country in front of my home. There a woman by the name of Miss Takeda shall give you shelter until I return in triumph. The butterflies started to surround the family as Naruto started walking to the village but stopped and turned his head looking at Tsunami. Naruto, Miss Tsunami, I would ask that you keep your comments to yourself there. Since unlike me who's more open-minded, Miss Takeda won't have such kindness. Naruto waved at them as the three disappeared. Once gone, Naruto opened the bag. It had some tea, dangos, and fruit, mostly a few old oranges. Naruto sat down a tree and divided it all in two. Naruto blinked and Haku appeared. Both of them took off their masks and started eating, not saying a word to the other. Both just enjoyed what will be the last meal of one of the two today. In Iron Country. Tazuna knocked on the door. It only took a few moments for the door to open, revealing an old woman about Tazuna's age, but still looking much younger than him. Takeda. Yes, welcome. Naruto explained that you'll be stopping by. Please come, I'll set you three at our guest room. Please come with me. Takeda turned around and walked away with Tazuna and his family following. Tsunami. So you're Naruto's mother? Takeda. I'm the mother of every child here in a way, but in another sense no. Naruto is an orphan. For all I know his family was killed for their lineage. Tsunami stopped for a second but then kept walking with Tazuna, scratching his chin. Tazuna, I heard Naruto speak about that once while building. He's looking for anything from his clan, correct? Takeda. If you ask me, that's just his excuse to go around the shinobi nation and help those in need. I'm truly filled with pride that he's the very meaning of a child born from iron, filled with compassion for human life, unlike shinobi scum that has destroyed this once beautiful land beyond recognition of the perfection it used to be so very long ago. Tsunami. That explains where Naruto gets his unique worldview. Back to Naruto. Naruto and Haku finished their meal and placed their masks back on. Behind the mask, Haku looked at Naruto with a sad smile that could be showed in the tone of his voice. Haku, see you at the battlefield. I'm sad that this weird friendship we build has to come to an end. You're the first real friend I've made in. Naruto took his mask off so Haku could see the sad smile that Haku had was shared by him as well. He placed his hand on Haku's shoulder. Naruto, I feel the same, but just because one of us will not live to see the sunset doesn't mean our friendship will die. No, it shall live on in our memories. Haku, you're too much of an optimist. Naruto, so I've been told. But please know that I have no regrets in meeting you, friend, even if by the end of the day we shall no longer be together. You will continue to shine like gold in my memories. I hope your memories of me shine the same. Till we see again in a few short moments. Goodbye, Haku. Haku took his own mask off and gave Naruto a rare, genuine smile. Haku, goodbye N. Both places their masks back on and were no longer Naruto and Haku friends, but mortal enemies, shinobi and samurai. They gave each other a nod as Haku flickered away to the bridge. Naruto, a samurai should always be prepared for death, whether his own or someone else's. The great Stan Sakai. Naruto said in calmly, his tone completely changing from before the mask as he placed his hand on the hilt of his blade and made his journey walking away from the neutral ground that was Tazuna's home. Scene change. Naruto was walking in town making his way to the bridge that was 97% done. The town was silent, the only noise that could be heard was the metal of his suit rustling as he walked to the bridge. Naruto could feel all the eyes that were on him. He ignored the whispered of him the villagers and bandits would speak when they thought Naruto wasn't listening. He ignored the bets people were making on how fast Naruto would die. Naruto. Do not judge, for they've been living in filth for so long they no longer notice the stench. Soon they shall see the light and be cleaned. Naruto thought to himself as he kept walking. He stopped as a man stood in his way. Gato, well, look at this. That's a mighty nice suit you have on. Naruto looked at Gato, his eyes showing nothing but indifference. Naruto, see, that hand is healed up quite nicely. Gato frowned and sneered at Naruto, holding his cane tightly. Gato, yes, thanks to my money I have access to the best medical money can be. Naruto, good for you. Is there a reason you're stopping me from finishing the bridge? It's almost done, soon it will be decided who wins, good or evil. Gato gave a few chuckles as he looked up at Naruto, looking at him the way a father would look at a child that needs discipline. Gato, good and evil? Is this like some kind of fairy tale for you? I'm neither good nor evil, I'm neutral. I'm simply a businessman that wants to get this land as cheaply as possible. Naruto, in exchange, look how many people have suffered, how many have died, and all for what? Money? Gato, yes, and I'll weep for every single one. A regrettable lose, but simply collateral damage. Now I'll give you a final chance to join me before Zabuza and Haku kill you where you stand. Naruto walked away from Tazuna, taking the long way to the bridge. Naruto, I would rather die than become corrupted by money like you and so many other weak-willed fools has been. I'll see you real soon, Gato. I'll be the last thing you'll ever see. Count on it. Naruto said, holding his blade tightly. He would love nothing more than to kill this man right here and now, but it wasn't his time just yet. Naruto made it to the bridge and took his blade out quickly, slashing a Senban in half as a mist started to surround Naruto. Naruto's eyes grew as cold as the mist that was surrounding him. Naruto, let's do this, shinobi scum. Last time. Naruto made it to the bridge and took his blade out quickly, slashing a Senban in half as a mist started to surrounding Naruto. Naruto's eyes got hard and serious. Naruto, let's do this, shinobi scum. Now. Naruto was slowly walking around in circle as the mist blinded him from the world. Naruto closed his eyes and remembered the teachings of his sensei. Flashback. Jinpachi again. We see a much younger Naruto, bloody with multiple weapons on his body, standing up by pure will alone as his sensei walked around him twirling a kunai. Naruto was breathing heavily as multiple kunais flew by him, with only one being the real one. Naruto slashed a fake kunai while the real kunai jammed in Naruto's shoulder, making him lose feeling in that arm. Naruto, ga! Naruto well on one knee. The little boy was trying not to cry in pain. Jinpachi was not impressed as he yanked the kunai out of the shoulder. Jinpachi, I see one tear and I'll kick you out to the snow, where you'll be sleeping for a month. Now get up. I didn't say you could rest, Naruto. Why, yes, sensei. Naruto said, spitting out blood as he forced himself on 2 feet, holding his wooden sword with one arm. Jinpachi wrapped a bandage over Naruto's eyes, blinding him. Jin, we live in a shinobi world. To survive it, you need to learn to never rely on your eyes. Eyes can always lie present. Naruto dodged and slashed every Senban effortlessly as he listened to every Senban and change of the wind. Naruto slashed down a large tree branch, making Haku come out of his hiding place and land on the ground. Naruto, ears never lie, still. Master Jinpachi was an asshole, Naruto muttered to himself as he dashed towards Haku. Haku tried to block Naruto's sword slash with a kunai, but Haku's eyes widened when, instead of a slash from a sword, Haku was impaled in the shoulder by a spear. Naruto pulled the spear back and started stabbing forward, with Haku jumping back every time. Haku flickered out of the way of a stab. Naruto swapped the spear for his sword and stood still. Naruto tapped his foot on the floor. Naruto, wouldn't sound, salty air, I'm at the bridge. Naruto thought as he slowly tried to make his way back to land before any damage come to the bridge. Naruto, scent of blood. Naruto swapped his sword for his bow and arrows. He turned around kneeling and shot his arrow. The arrow was destroyed. Naruto opened his eyes and they widened as thousands of Senban filled the sky. Haku, secret jutsu. 1,000 needles of death. Naruto kneeled and protected his face as the needles flooded him, some breaking on contact while others managed to pierce his armor and trickle on his skin. Naruto jumped under the bridge and held on a log as the rain of needles continued. Haku, water style, water dragon missile. Naruto heard as he turned around and was swallowed by a water dragon. The dragon crashed against a tree, making Naruto open his mouth in shock and start suffocating. The dragon disappeared and Naruto took his mask off and puked out the water, coughing violently. Naruto. Water should never be used like that. Naruto said out of breath as he puts the mask back on and got up looking around. Naruto, well, this can't be good. Haku, welcome to your final destination. Naruto looked at Haku inside the mirror, his wound sealed up by ice to stop the bleeding. Naruto, cute, what do you call this? Haku, my family's secret technique. Demonic mirroring ice crystals. This will be the place of your demise. Once these mirrors appear, no one can come in or out until one of us die. Naruto, I'm already dead, so stop talking and bring it on. Naruto said coldly, going into fighting position. Haku raised his hands, both filled with saban, as he dashed from mirror to mirror faster than Naruto's eye could see. Piece by piece, Naruto's armor started breaking apart. Naruto could only dodge for so long until more and more needles started to impale Naruto's body until Naruto ended on one knee. Blood coming down his face and a calm expression never leaving his face. Haku, this is the end, you foolish samurai, why did you have to get involved? Naruto managed to crack a smile since he noticed the change in Haku's tone. Naruto, stumbling a little, got up on 2 feet. Haku saw Naruto swap his blade for his bow. Naruto, because I'm a hero, it's what I do, nothing more, nothing less. And you're right, it's over, but not for me. Naruto started pointing the bow with the string already pulled back. Haku, you honestly think you can touch me? You can't even see me when I leave the mirrors. Naruto, there's no such thing as the perfect technique. Every move has a counter. A weakness for this one? Well, come out and find out. Naruto's eyes showed nothing but determination. Haku made more ice saban as he went out and went on the attack again. Naruto, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 inch. Naruto let go of the string and the arrow was shot. The arrow landed its mark as Haku lost its direction, landing on a mirror that wasn't opened. It shattered against all the momentum and Haku crash landed on a large stone with the arrow pierced inside the rock. Naruto slowly walked out of the dome looking at Haku, who had an arrow right inside his chest. Naruto, when you dash around you have to open one of the mirrors to enter, but you can't open all of them at the same time. That was weakness 1. Naruto took his tanto and walked to Haku, who was struggling to break free from the arrow. Naruto, you also followed the same pattern of movements, made it easy to calculate and predict where your next move was gonna be after watching it for some time. Thankfully I had that time. Naruto made it next to Haku and grabbed Haku's hand, moving it away from the arrow. Haku looked at Naruto. Naruto, even if you take it out you'll die from the collapsed lung, please don't fight it. Naruto said with a gentle voice. Haku's eyes looked so hollowed as his arms went limp. Naruto placed the tanto in Haku's chest right where his heart is. Naruto, may you be able to find peace in the next life. Any last words? Haku, zabuza. I'm sorry. Naruto stabbed Haku's heart, stopping its beating. Naruto took the arrow out and rested Haku in his lap. Haku looked up at Naruto as his body was increasingly getting colder. Naruto took both their masks off and saw Naruto smiling at him. Haku couldn't help but give Naruto a smile back. In his final moments, Haku died in the arms of his friend. Naruto sighed and closed Haku's eyes, giving a small prayer for him. Naruto bite down on his thumb. Naruto, summoning jutsu. Naruto spat the blood in the air. The blood turned into hundreds of butterflies flying around Naruto. Naruto, take the needles out of my body and clean the blood of his. He deserved to be cleaned before he's buried. The butterflies did their jobs cleaning Haku, sucking away all the blood out of his body. They went to Naruto and dissolved every needle until there was none left. They injected Naruto with Haku's blood to replace the one he lost until Naruto waved them off. Naruto wrapped in bandages his wounds and got up, grabbing his sword. Butterfly, Naruto, you're still tender with the new blood, you need to sit down and rest, let your body get used to it. Naruto, don't think I have much of a choice on that, Naruto said, pointing with his sword in front of him. The butterflies looked and saw Zabuza making his way towards him. They quickly disappeared, not wanting part of any human battle. Naruto bowed to them as they left. Naruto walked and stumbled, feeling a headache already from the fresh blood as he made it to the entrance of the bridge. Naruto, before we fight, I'll let you take his body to be buried. Zabuza, leave it for the maggots, that's all the body is good for now, Zabuza said as he walked past Haku, making Naruto look at him with a mix of anger and disgust. Naruto spits on the ground in front of Zabuza. Naruto, absolutely disgusting behavior. You live up to your name, Shinobi, a creature without honor, a creature without a soul since he sold it for real. Absolutely disgusting. Once this is over, I'll make sure to bury him, since a proper burial is the least he deserves. Naruto got into fighting position, his hands trembling a little as he held his sword out. Zabuza didn't respond as he grabbed his blade. Naruto eyes widened lightly as he saw Zabuza hold his large sword one-handedly. Naruto, impressive. Naruto turned around and blocked a slash from the real Zabuza. Naruto felt on one knee, struggling to withstand Zabuza's superior strength. Zabuza, you haven't seen anything yet, you samurai. Last time. Naruto turned around and blocked a slash from the real Zabuza. Naruto felt on one knee struggling to withstand Zabuza's superior strength. Zabuza, you haven't seen anything yet, you samurai. Now. The sound of metal clashing against metal could be heard against the bridge as we see Naruto and Zabuza in the middle of battle. Zabuza, water style, water dragon missile. Naruto grunted as he was pushed back on the defensive as the water dragon engulfed Naruto, sending him flying back while Zabuza took a few breaths to regain his strength. Zabuza, that's the problem with you samurai, always fighting with that code. You would have a better chance if you would just use a jutsu. The dragon took Naruto out of the bridge and made a straight line to the waters below. Zabuza, I don't have that problem. Naruto got out and stabbed a pillar to stop him from dying from drowning. He quickly made his way back up and jumped behind Zabuza, bow and arrow already in hand, as he managed to stab Zabuza's back 3 times before landing. Naruto, we samurai are stronger because of our code. We don't need your filthy justice, Naruto said with hatred water dripping out of his body. Zabuza turned around holding his blade over his shoulder as they ran at each other to start it all over again. Naruto had more skill than Zabuza with a blade, but sadly for Naruto, Zabuza had the strength advantage. Naruto blocked another attack and was pushed to the floor. Naruto, looking up, his vision still blurry from the blood transfer, Naruto raised his blade holding it with both hands as Zabuza slashed down, making Naruto fall to his knees. Naruto grunted as he jumped out of the way, letting Zabuza's blade get jammed in the wood. Zabuza, all that bravado, and look at you running away like a coward. Naruto, I run from no man shinobi, especially not a shinobi scum without a heart. Come and face me, you monster. Naruto said, his vision still a little blurry as he ran towards Zabuza. Zabuza took his blade out of the bridge and ran to Naruto. That's when Zabuza's eyes widened. At the last minute, Naruto swapped his weapon faster than Zabuza could react. Instead of his sword, Naruto had his spear out. Naruto jammed his spear on Zabuza's shoulder, making him grunt in pain. Naruto twisted the spear and broke the wooden part to make it harder for Zabuza to take it out. Naruto took a few steps back as Zabuza one-handedly swung his sword at Naruto. Naruto used the now staff to block the now weaker strike, but Zabuza was still strong enough to break the staff and send Naruto flying to the rail, taking the wind out of his body. Naruto jumped out of the way of Zabuza's strike and swung his own blade as Zabuza pulled up. Naruto pulled down. When it happened, the sound of the blade of Naruto's spear was heard falling against the wood as Zabuza fell to the ground and gave out a scream as Naruto slashed Zabuza's left arm clean off. Naruto took a few steps back holding his own blade with both arms, feeling the blood from multiple open cuts slowly fall from his body. Naruto, get up, I know you still have some fight in you, demon, now get up. Naruto said with a growl. Zabuza grunted in pain as with one hand he did another just to seal. The water around them came to Zabuza and wrapped around the wound, stopping Zabuza from dying of blood loss. Naruto and Zabuza glared at each other as they ran toward each other, slashing their blades against each other again. Naruto had the wind taken out of his body as Zabuza kicked him in the liver once more, sending him against the rail as Naruto tried to regain his strength. Zabuza fell on one knee, feeling the effect of all the blood he lost. Zabuza's eyes widened as an arrow hit against his sword's blade with enough force to send it flying to the sea below. He looked at Naruto holding the bow responsible and a smirk on his face. Naruto, it would seem as if we're on our last legs, let's finish this. Naruto said, trying to get up but his body failing him, still not recovering from the full force liver kick. Zabuza on the other hand was already making hand signs to kill the samurai with a jutsu. That's when both heard him. Gato, lost your arm, Zabuza? Guess I was right in looking for a replacement, or replacements to be more specific. Both heard the word of Gato and the sounds of hundreds of footsteps coming towards them. Gato, here I thought you were better than this, Zabuza. Oh well, I'm sure the next one will be better. Zabuza, what is this? Zabuza said, looking at Gato who was walking towards them. Behind him was a small army of bandits, more than Zabuza or Naruto could take care of in his current condition. Gato, well, you see these men behind me? Even with all of them, they're not as expensive as you, so I thought, why not crush 2 birds with 1 stone? As of now, you can consider our contract terminated. Zabuza gave a hollow chuckle, looking at Gato with an emptiness in his eyes. Gato made it to where Haku's corpse was laying peacefully and smirked. Gato kicked Haku's face, making Naruto gasp in shock. Gato, hell, I only wish he was alive to feel it. Naruto, get away from him, you scum! Naruto got up and fell back down, breathing heavily. Naruto was grunting as he tried to get back up and glared at Zabuza. Naruto, well, what about you, Zabuza? You're just gonna let him do that? Zabuza, be quiet, you fool. Haku's dead, what does it matter? Naruto, what? You mean you can just stand there and watch him get treated like a dog? Naruto managed to push himself to a railing and hold himself up from there, his hateful glare still not leaving Zabuza's direction. Naruto, you and Haku were together for years, doesn't that mean anything? Zabuza, you don't understand the way of shinobi, I merely used him just as Gato used me. Naruto, huh? Zabuza, now it's over, his usefulness it's at an end, the loss of his strength and skill, yes. That means something to me, but the boy? Nothing. Naruto, if you mean that, you shinobi are even bigger scum than I thought. Zabuza, a better use of your time would be to run away instead of staying here yelling at the wind. We're no longer enemies since Gato decides to terminate our agreement. Zabuza moved his head and dodged the arrow aimed for his head. He looked at Naruto, who was holding the bow with trembling finger and giving him the angriest glare Naruto could give. Naruto, shut up. As far as I'm concerned, you're enemy number one. Naruto dropped his weapon and started breathing heavily on a mix of hatred and exhaustion. Naruto, why you, after everything he did for you? Haku lived for you. Mini flashback. Naruto and Haku were under a tree speaking and enjoying some oranges. Haku, is there someone who's precious to you? Present. Naruto, you were the most important thing in the world to him. Mini flashback. Haku, for me there's only one person who matters and my purpose is to protect and serve him, and that purpose is what gives me my strength. Present. Naruto, and he meant nothing to you? Nothing at all. Mini flashback. Naruto was helping Haku pick out flowers. He looked at Haku. Naruto, why are you a shinobi? When your heart is so pure? Haku stopped and looked at Naruto, giving him a hollow smile. Haku, the way of shinobi is very difficult for me, but I do it because I love Zabuza. Present. Naruto, while he was sacrificing everything for you, you never felt anything at all for him. Tears started to fall from Naruto's face as Naruto let them fall freely. Even if it was for a short amount of time, Haku was his friend. Mini flashback. Zabuza, why are you following me? Zabuza asked, looking at the small boy behind him. Haku looked to the ground as if he was bowing. Haku, because I want to help you. I will do anything to see your dreams fulfilled, even become shinobi if I must. Present. Naruto, is this what it means to be shinobi? To become as cold-hearted as you are? He threw his life, and for what? For you and your dream? You never let him have a dream of his own, but he didn't care. He told me he was happy just to be by your side. And you just toss him aside. Like he was nothing. A broken two, man, that's so wrong, so wrong. Zabuza, you talk too much. Naruto's eyes widened slightly as he looked up at Zabuza. Naruto saw tears falling to the ground. Zabuza looked up into the dark sky as tears fall from his face, thinking of Haku and everything they'd been through. Zabuza, your words cut deep, deeper than any blade. While he fought you, his heart was breaking in two. You see, Haku was always too soft and too kind. He felt pain and sorrow, and now curse him, I feel them too. And something else, I feel content that this is the way it ends. Zabuza took off the bandages around his face and looked at Naruto, whose tear-stained face remained silent. Zabuza, well, cat got your tongue. Are you so surprised to discover that even us shinobi are really human samurai? Even we shinobi are humans, no matter how hard we try to escape that simple fact. We always failed. Well, at least I have failed. Gato, oh, that was so touching I might almost let a tear escape my eye. If you're both done this little conversation of yours, it's time we move on. I have places to be. Zabuza, samurai. And I need to ask you for a favor. Naruto didn't speak, he knew what he was gonna ask. Naruto took out his blade and threw it at Zabuza, who caught it with his one good arm. Zabuza swings it around a bit and looked at the bandits and Gato. The bandits were starting to look nervous. Zabuza, this is not where you end, samurai. But it is where I will. I ask that you bury me with Haku, even if where he goes I cannot follow. Naruto nodded as he fell to the ground. His legs finally gave out on him. Gato let a low growl as he pointed at Zabuza as he started running to the back. Gato, well, what are you waiting for? Kill him! A scream was heard from all the bandits as they ran forward, all holding their weapons forwards. Zabuza smirked and ran towards them, killing everyone in his path. Zabuza jumped to the air as memories of Haku started to fill his mind. Zabuza landed, and more men died by his hand until he started to get overwhelmed. Finally, some bandits started to jam their weapons on Zabuza, making him grunt. One slammed a bow right on his stomach, taking the wind out of his body. Bandit, you think you can take us all by yourself? Haku. Zabuza, I'll help you reach your dream. Zabuza gave an inhuman snarl as he knocked them out and kept running forward. The bandits started getting scared as Zabuza's chakra came out, making the face of a blue Oni behind him. Bandit W, what is that? Bandit, a demon! Zabuza made it out to the other side of the small army, and reached a terrified-looking Gato who had nowhere to run as he was on the other side of the bridge where the 2% was unfinished. Zabuza, Gato! Zabuza jabbed the blade forward, stabbing Gato. Zabuza grunted in pain and took a few steps away from Gato as the surrounding bandits all jammed spears into his back. Zabuza, where he went I cannot follow. Zabuza said out of breath as he turned around and faced Gato, who had blood coming out of his mouth and Naruto's sword jammed on his gut. Zabuza started walking towards Gato, who was stumbling back. Gato, get back, get back! But Zabuza ignored him and got on Gato's face, smiling at him. Zabuza, old man, it's somewhere else where you and me are gonna go. We're gonna spend so much time together, Gato. I can't think of a better place for a demon shinobi. There are a lot of demons down there of all shapes and sizes. I'll fit right in you. On the other hand, Gato, well, I'm afraid you're gonna have a long and torturous eternity. Zabuza took the sword out and started slashing Gato over and over again until Zabuza jammed the speed on Gato's heart. Zabuza took the blade out and let Gato fall into the ocean. As Zabuza turned around, the bandits heard the splash of Gato's body, making them all terrified. Bandits, he's almost dead, we can take. Those were the last words that bandit ever said as an arrowhead appeared inside his mouth, killing him. Naruto, a demon on one side and a samurai on the other, both without fear of death. Mind if I give you a hand, demon of the mist? Naruto said at a distance, already pointing his bow and arrow at another bandit. Zabuza gave a weak cackle. Zabuza, just make sure you aim that thing right and don't shoot me. That day, even far away in the town, people could hear the screams of the bandits as Naruto and Zabuza killed them all without a second thought or a hint of mercy. Author note: Zabuza bridge scene was my favorite in all of original Naruto. I was never gonna change it. Last time. Naruto, a demon on one side and a samurai on the other, both without fear of death. Mind if I give you a hand, demon of the mist? Naruto said at a distance, already pointing his bow and arrow at another bandit. Zabuza gave a weak cackle. Zabuza, just make sure you aim that thing right and don't shoot me. That day, even far away in the town, people could hear the screams of the bandits as Naruto and Zabuza killed them all without a second thought or a hint of mercy. Now, hours later, we see Naruto on top of a cliff. In front of Naruto there was a grave that overlooked the setting sun. He was giving a small prayer to his friend Naruto. May you find the peace that you deserved, Haku, my friend. Your gold will forever be in my memories, Naruto said softly as he turned around and looked at Zabuza leaning against a tree. Sadly for Zabuza, that bridge wasn't his final resting place. Naruto could see it in his eyes. He saw it in the eyes of so many people outside of Iron Country. The eyes of someone who was lost. And Zabuza? He was lost. Naruto walked up to the freshly bandaged man. Naruto, if I'm so bold to ask, what's next for you now, Miss Demon? Zabuza looked at the boy he was going to kill just hours before, then back at the ground. Zabuza, that's a good question. A one-armed shinobi won't make it far in this world, much less since I lost the Kubikuribocho in our battle. Won't be long till Miss Ninja figure out that the demon been declawed, and come after me. I give it 1 to 2 weeks before they send them out. Naruto, maybe I can help. Naruto took a scroll out and handed it to Zabuza. Zabuza took it and opened it. It was a map. Zabuza looked back at the man who he was only moments ago about to kill. Zabuza, what is this? Naruto, I have been on many places in my travels. One of them was a monastery that taken wounded or lost people, to give them another chance in life, if they can survive the challenges of getting there. If you do, you'll be safe since the place is hidden from the world. Unless you know where to look, you'll never find it. Zabuza, then why give this to me? I'm past redemption. Naruto shook his head and looked at the setting sun with a frown. That phrase, how Naruto despised that phrase. A phrase only a weakling would make to excuse accountability. Naruto, I hate it when people say that. No one is past redemption. It's just a matter of how much you're willing to work to achieve it. And you can do what you want with that map. All I'm doing is giving you a chance to go where you cannot follow. A chance to keep Haku's dream and part of his spirit alive in this cursed world. Do with that what you will, Naruto said as he bowed at Haku and then at Zabuza before walking away. Zabuza looked at the map, then at Haku's grave. Zabuza walked to it, placing his only hand on the large rock. Zabuza, where you are I cannot follow. I might never be able to follow you, so thank you, Haku. Thank you for following me for so long. Zabuza walked the opposite direction from Naruto and raised his hand as snow started to fall on the cliffside. Zabuza couldn't help but give out a soft chuckle. Zabuza, Haku, is that you? Are you crying for me? Zabuza said to the snowing sky as he slowly disappeared by the mist the snow created, to where only Zabuza's heart knows at sundown. With Naruto. In Iron Country. Naruto appeared from a kaleidoscope of butterflies and appeared in front of the orphanage. Naruto, I thank you again for the ride, my flying friends, Naruto said as he bowed at the butterflies until each one disappeared back to the summoning world. Naruto turned around and knocked on the door. It took a few moments for Takeda to open the door, giving Naruto that warm smile he always gets when he returns. Naruto: "Hello Takeda. Where's the old man and his family?" Takeda: "This way, but that can wait. First you must have a bath, you reek of blood and death. And a nap too, young man. It'll be dark soon. I'll get them to you by morning." Naruto: "Yes, Miss Takeda," Naruto said with a chuckle. He knew better than to question Miss Takeda's motherly demands. Naruto walked behind Takeda, smiling and waving at the children around the orphanage. He made it to his old room and took a bath. Naruto's eyes slowly became more and more heavy, tiredness finally catching up to him as he let the warm water lull him to sleep inside Naruto's head. There was a blinding light and he could stop crying. All Naruto could hear was another voice crying. The sound was becoming overwhelming when he heard some mumbling cut through the tears. "Ma. Here, Ma." The sound of the other crying became softer as Naruto felt himself being placed in something soft. Naruto stopped crying as he felt a warmth he hasn't felt before. Naruto moved his head and opened them. In front of him, all he saw was a blurry figure that looked like a woman. "Ruto, my son." Naruto felt safe in the arms of this figure as he closed his eyes and went back to sleep. Real world. Naruto woke up with a yawn as he rubbed his eyes with a hum. He looked at the rubber ducky floating in the tub as he thought on what he just saw in the land of dreams. Naruto: "Was that a dream or a memory?" Felt a little too real to be a dream, but it was probably just a dream, Naruto thought as he got out of the bath and used a towel to get dry. He got dressed back, putting on a kimono before going for a walk outside to clear his mind. Naruto ended up walking for a good hour, making it to a lake. He sat down and enjoyed the calming sound of the waves splashing around as he looked up to the moon. Naruto: "Son, what? I wouldn't give to have someone call me that," Naruto said, feeling a small bit of hurt in his heart. Even after all these years, the fact that he never got adopted still troubled him. As he felt his eyes getting misty, he shook his head, took a few small rocks and started tossing them at the lake, watching them splash to distract his mind. "Naruto, don't think like that. You have so many blessings. You have friends, you have Miss Takeda, you have the kids in the orphanage, you have your senseis, you have the warmth of the emperor, you have the snake and her or his letters. You are loved. Stop being so selfish. People would give anything to be where you are." Naruto chastised himself as he threw the rocks, even if a small part of him still hurt, and wished for the kind of love only a mother could give. Meanwhile, in Konoha, Kushina turned around and looked at the baby with yellow fuzzy hair on top instead of the black Mema has. Kushina knew this dream well, having it multiple times over the years to the point she can almost control it. As the baby's cries became softer and softer, the baby became more and more blurry. Kushina hugged it closer, tears falling from her face. "Kushina, you're my baby boy. Naruto, I love you, my son." Real world. Kushina woke up alone in her bed again. Minato was busy with paperwork. She sat down on her bed and started to silently weep over the child that didn't survive childbirth. Something that to this day Kushina still blames herself for. Kushina flinched when she heard the door opening. "Mito, Mom. I couldn't sleep. Can I sleep here?" Kushina heard her youngest daughter. She quickly cleaned her tears and looked at her daughter. Mito Namake's a spitting image of Kushina when she was a child. "Mito, Mom, are you okay? You're crying." Kushina: "Oh, I'm fine, Mito. Come here to mommy," Kushina said with a forced smile as she opened her arms for her. Mito walked up to her mother and gave her a tight hug. "Mito, you were thinking about him again, weren't you?" Mito said softly. Kushina let a wet chuckle escape her lips as she kissed Mito's forehead. "Kushina, you're far too smart for your own good, baby girl. You shouldn't worry yourself about this. You're far too young, Mito. I'm sure Naruto would have loved you." Kushina flinched again as her wrap around her daughter became tighter as they laid themselves on the bed. "Mito, I bet he would have been the smart twin and 20 times better than stupid men," Mito said with a cute huff that made Kushina giggle, patting Mito's hair. "Kushina, you're only saying that because he never plays with you. Don't be so hard on him. You know he loves you. Your father and Grandpa Jiraiya just put too much pressure on him." Mito just mumbled something about understanding before she went to sleep. Kushina gave her daughter a soft smile, kissing her forehead again and looking at a picture of her family: Minato, Jiraiya, Tsunade, Shizen, Menma, Kakashi, Mito and herself all together smiling. Kushina grew a sad smile, wishing that the yellow-haired baby was in the picture, all grown up and smiling like Menma. "Kushina, Ma, please take care of Naruto up there. Tell him I miss him," Kushina said softly to the night before going to sleep, hugging her daughter tightly, as if she would lose her if she lets go.
I hope you guys liked the story. If you did, click on any of the videos which are popping on the screen right now. I promise you'll love them too. If you like my videos, you can like and subscribe too. I'll see you on another amazing What If video, guys. Love you all, peace.